Bonjour. This is the first video recording that you have been required to watch. So before we get started, I just want to go through and let you know of the expectations and how to best work with these. The first thing is I try and keep the presentations as short as possible. In order for me to do that, the points where I ask you to listen and repeat and practice, I don't leave a lot of downtime. So what I would suggest doing and what you should do when you get to a point where I ask you to repeat or I ask you to practice, you should pause the video, do the practice, do the repeating, and then restart the video or start it up again. And that way you can continue on, because I want you to be able to practice. I want you to take the time to repeat so that you do get better with your pronunciation and you do get better with remembering what means what. The next thing is that when you're doing this, it is imperative that you make sure you are listening closely. It's not just playing in the background, and that you get the mot mystère, the mystery word, get it written down so you can get your points. If you have questions, you can of course text or call the Google Voice number. I will answer you, or you can leave it as a comment underneath the video here on YouTube. So let's go ahead and get started. This video recording is going to be all about les adjectifs possessifs, which all they are possessive adjectives. And I believe we've talked about it a little before, but I wanted to make sure to go back and review and go a little more in depth because we're going to be using it a lot more with the family chapter. So, showing possession. We have learned, and we actually went over this today, we've learned that we can show possession using the word de, but it really makes our sentences just outrageously long. I gave you an example here, La mère de Maggie est grande. But with these possessive adjectives in our sentences, we can shorten these sentences, by 3, 4 words, depending on how long your sentence is. Possessive adjectives, if you aren't sure, are things like my, your, his, theirs, ours, things that show possession. So in talking about possessive adjectives, there are 3 different possessive adjectives for each type of possession, and I know that's really tricky, so I gave you an example. My has 3 ways to say. Your has 3 ways, and so on and so forth. There are 3 different ways for each type. My, your, his, hers, ours. Today we're only going to be focusing on my. So we're only going to be focusing on 3 of the possessive adjectives. The first one we have here is mon. Répétez, mon. Mon. Mon is my, but it is going to be used for masculine nouns. And what do I mean when I say masculine nouns? I mean things like father, mon père, or pencil, mon crayon. Things that are of masculine gender. The next one that we have is ma. Ma is used for feminine nouns, so just like we use mon for masculine nouns, we could say ma mère, ma sœur, ma feuille de papier. It can be used for anything. It does not have to be just for family. The next thing we have is mes. Mes is for plural nouns, so that's when we have more than one thing. Mes sœurs, my sisters. Mes cousines, my cousins. Mes grands-parents, my grandparents. So anytime you have more than one something, it does not matter if it's masculine or feminine, it will always be mes. I gave you some examples on how to use these, and notice how much shorter these sentences are in comparison to sentences using de to show possession. Mon père s'appelle Marc. My dad's name is Mark. Ma mère est grande. My mother is tall. Mes cousins ont 5 ans. My cousins are 5 years old. So we can really use these in any types of sentences. It doesn't have to be talking about, your family members and introducing them. It could just be telling me about them, period. It could be talking about school supplies. It could be talking about anything, as long as you're showing that you own it or someone owns it. So this question I have really kind of tricks people up. It's kind of tricky for some people. What if I was talking about my dad? We're thinking about Mademoiselle talking about her dad. I'm going to say my dad, my dad. Would I use mon or would I use ma? Think about it. I'm a girl. So if you guessed mon, you're going to be correct. I'm going to use mon père. Why is that? Because the possessive adjective is going to match the possession, not the person that owns it. So if you think about it, the possession is my father. I technically own him. My father. Even though I'm a girl and I'm the one who owns it, technically, it's going to be based on what it is that the person owns. The possession matters, not the possessor. Mon père. If I had a brother, it would still be mon frère. If I had, I don't know, my uncle, mon oncle. It doesn't matter that I'm the girl. It matters what we own. Pour pratiquer, so what we're going to do here to practice with your new partner, and this should have been changed, I apologize. What you're going to do, you're going to do this out loud at your house. I want you to just go through your family members and tell me my dad, my mom, my sister, my brother, my aunts, my uncle, whoever it is. You need to use the correct my possessive adjective, either mon, ma, or me. Again, you should pause the video and do this. Be ready to share out tomorrow in class. When we get to class, I will expect you to have practiced. Before I let you go, I do want to give you your mot mystère, your mystery word. Your mystery word for this is going to be adjective, and you can see it right here on the slide. Adjective or adjectives, I don't care. You can have the S or not have the S. If you have questions, again, call or text the Google Voice number. You can leave a comment under the video. You can see me tomorrow morning. You know you see me every morning. But if not, I will expect you to have watched this. It's only about 6 minutes, and we will be doing some activities tomorrow with it. Au revoir.